Maybe you're trying to get your dog to check in with you for information more often, or you're just trying to teach your dog to pay a little bit more attention to you. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to teach your dog to look at you on command. I'm Ken Steep. This is Hippie Shake. Welcome back to McCann Dogs. At our training facility, we help more than 500 dog owners who are just like you to overcome their dog training challenges every single week. So if this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that I can help you to have a well-behaved four-legged family member. When I was a student at McCann Dogs, I was always so impressed that the instructors' dogs would look to them for information so often, even in like a really busy environment. So today, after I teach you how to train your dog to look at you on a command, I'm going to show you a couple of ways to reinforce those random times when your dog checks in with you for information so that they start to do it more often. Let's begin this skill by making it easy for even the most easily distracted dogs to be successful. So begin this by sitting down in a chair. Get one of your dog's favorite treats and then put it on your dog's nose. Say, "Look at me," and then draw the food up towards your face. Now at the moment that their eyes meet yours, I want you to yes and reward them. But something that's really important about this exercise is that you want to reward them in a direct line between your face and theirs. So often I see people trying to get this right and they're rewarding their dog with their head pointed away. It's really important, and keep this in mind throughout every step along the way, that we're rewarding our dogs while they're looking at us. Now make no mistake about it, I understand that when I say looking at us, we know what they're actually looking at. But when I show you how to fade the food out of this skill, you're going to start to see your dog doing an interesting thing. And remember, keep this short and sweet. You're going to yes the moment that their eyes meet yours, and then you're going to reward them in a direct path between your face and theirs. And at this point, we're ready to move on to standing up. Now your dog has more opportunities to make a mistake here, so make sure you keep this exercise short and sweet. You're going to put your food on your dog's nose, say, "Look at me," draw the food up towards your face, and then yes the moment that their eyes meet yours. Your dog may get distracted at this point, and that's no big deal. You're just going to put the food on their nose, repeat, "Look at me," draw the food up toward your face, and then reward them. I can't reinforce this point enough, but during this exercise, make sure you've drawn an imaginary line between your eyes and your dog's eyes, and anytime that you're rewarding them, reward on that line. Now during this step of the look at me skill, you're going to reward several times. Maybe over the next day or the next couple of days, you're going to reward your dog multiple times just for looking at your face. And once you feel like your dog understands what you want from them when you would say, "Look at me," you can start to draw this process out a little bit. You can hold the food at your face for a little bit longer, maybe 2 or 3 seconds, then yes, and reward them. Now don't challenge your dog too much at this point. Remember, this is still a brand new skill to them. So if they're looking away, then you're probably holding the food at your face too long. Just take a step back and shorten the period of time between the look at me and the reward. Once you're getting your dog's attention for several seconds at a time, it's time to make this a little bit more challenging. We're going to remove the food from the lure during this exercise. So with no food in your hand, you're going to put your hand on your dog's nose. You're going to say, "Look at me," draw your hand up toward your face, and then the moment their eyes meet yours, you're going to say yes. But here's where things get a little bit more challenging. You still need to reward your dog at this point. So reach into your pocket or your bait pouch or wherever you've got your treats, and then grab a piece of food. Bring that food up to your face and then reward them in that straight line. Now it's really important that we're yesing the moment that they're looking at our face. That buys us the time to get that treat out, to bring it up to our face, and we're still rewarding in that direct line. But be really sure that you're not rewarding from your bait pouch. That's a part where people often sort of go astray and their dog finds it really confusing, because now where are they being rewarded for looking? When you get that food out of your pocket or your bait pouch, bring it up to your face and reward on that imaginary line. Now, like all dog training exercises, this is all about repetition. So do this part of the exercise multiple times. With an empty hand, you're going to say, "Look at me," draw the hand up toward your face, yes, and reward your dog. And you can also start to build some longevity into it, give them a little bit more time, just like we did with the food. We really want to rehearse that great behavior of them looking at your face and then being rewarded from your face to build value. When you're getting a great look at me for several seconds in a row with no food in your luring hand, then you're ready to try a test. Allow your dog to get a little bit distracted, still in the sitting position, but let them look away and then say, "Look at me," and see what happens. If your dog looks up at your face, immediately yes, bring that food up and reward them. Now, if they don't look at you and they're still a little distracted, it's not a big deal. You're just going to repeat, "Look at me," and then guide from their nose up to your face with no food in your hand. You're going to have to put in a little bit more work on the look at me skill at that point. Now that you've trained your dog to have a reliable skill of responding to the look at me command, I want you to start to build it into their everyday life. I see a lot of people do a great job of maybe they're working on their sit or their stay, and when they return to their dog, they'll yes and then reward from their face. When we have puppies in the house, we always have treats all over the place and often, on us in our pockets or whatever. When our dog checks in with us, when that puppy looks up at our face, I'll always yes and reward them in that straight line. It's a really great way to reinforce checking in for information or just the act of looking at you. And it's a surefire way to get them to do it more often. Now, there is a time when I don't want you to use your look at me skill. And sometimes people feel like if they have their dog looking at their face as another person approaches or another dog approaches, that their dog's more likely to be successful, not jumping up or remaining in that sit. But it's actually quite the opposite, because your dog needs to know that there's someone approaching. Imagine if I were to say to you, whatever you do, don't look behind you. There's somebody coming, but I don't want you to look at them. It just creates this uneasiness. Now, you can always reward your dog for that beautiful sit in at your side, but it's really important that you don't insist that they look at you. Your dog should be allowed to check out what's going by and who's coming toward them, and you should be able to reinforce them for making a great choice by not going to visit those people or not going to jump up. I'm excited for you to have this skill in your dog training tool belt, and I'm really excited for your friends to see how often your dog's checking in with you for information rather than being distracted by all of the other things going by. Now, if you have any questions about this exercise, make sure you let me know in the comments below. Beside me is a playlist with other grade 1 dog training skills that I think you're really going to find helpful. And if this is your first time on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We publish new videos every single week to help you to have a well-behaved 4-legged family member. On that note, I'm Ken. Happy training.